Hi, welcome to my channel. I am Raghu, UI UX designer. This video is all about portfolio for UI UX designer. I have noticed few comments has been keep on repeated in few of my videos asking that the portfolio for UX designer. So I thought of making this video is all about portfolio and what is the essential portfolio the UX designer should have. So let's go deep into this video and see what all things has to be mandatory. So the point one is the question number one, which keep on repeated is, I'm just looking into my video comments. How many portfolio should we have on the time of interview? And the next one is applying for internship. So how should I show my work? It's like two sectors. One is the folks who looks for the interview. The other set is the guys who looking for the internship. They both tend to ask the same questions, like the portfolio for the UX designer. Let me address these questions, like the portfolio of UX. See, first of all, most of the UX designers will be having their own website. If they are not having, they might be having any of the platform like Dribbble or like Behance, in which they will be having all of their works has been listed there. For example, let me take the working experience guys as the initial one and the internship peoples on the next one. For example, if you are an experienced guy, you would have been worked in a lot of projects. So take any 4 or any 3 of your projects and try to create your own website. If you are not enough to create a website because it takes a lot of time, like creating a domain and uploading your work and so on, creating your own interface, right? So if you feel that is too many of process of too much of time consuming job, the other option is go for Behance. Behance is like a platform from the Adobe where you can upload all your works and you can show them. At the bottom of this video, I have given the link of my Behance portfolio. You can refer it for your reference. Okay, next question is how many projects I should keep on Behance, or how many projects should I keep on my own website? If you ask me, I used to say like keep 4 projects. The reason is the number of interview levels might be 3 or 4. Like you might be having 1 technical round or 2 technical round. If you have 2 technical round, in the first round you will be explaining any of your project, right? The same project should not be repeated on the next process. So it is always good if you have 3, max 4, it's well and good. If you have multiple, that's super enough to go. The other side, if you're looking for internship, the company knows you are a fresher and you're looking for job. So it is well and good if you have 1 project or 2 project. It can be recreated project, like you can recreate a Zomato or Swiggy or any Uber app or something like that. Just recreate it and follow the steps of UX and UI. That is very important. So this is for internship oriented people. So coming to the projects in Behance or in your website, I want to say I love to explain what all steps you should have. Like for example, consider you will be having 4 number of projects. Let me take 1 project for example. In this project, you should cover UX process and the list of process it involves and the researchers, and finally you should come to the UI process. On the time of interview, when I was taking interviews to few of the folks, I noticed that they will be having only UI. They will be showing very good visuals, in which that is not enough for me to pick the candidates, because creating a visual designer can do, and also even a graphic designer can create their own interface using the UI element, using a Photoshop, using Illustrator and etc. So you are a UI UX designer, right? In that case, you should be well enough to show your process. For example, let me take the same example as Zomato. If you're creating an app which have the weightage of color as red, your UX process should show why you have used red and what typography you have used. So these are the few nuances you should be addressing, big nuances you should be addressing in your research process. Your research should be very clear. This is the expectation from the client side, also from the HR. So if you've done your proper research on the proper UX process, which has 5 UX process, which I already explained in a complete video, I have briefed it. If you want to know that, click the above link, you will direct it to the UX process. Coming back to this video, so there are 5 numbers of process of UX. This has to be followed for each project, and then the UI has to be done. So for example, if you're done perfectly all the process, that means 80% of your job is done. It's just 20% of job is done, remaining part, like designing the UI, interface, wireframes, and high-level prototypes. That's it. Then testing and process follows. This would be the biggest expectations from the client side. If you have n number of projects, the n number of project should follow the case study, then the UI design. If you are sitting for UI UX design interview, you make very clear to the interviewer that when you start explaining the project, just tell them, I'm just going to proceed with my project. In case if there is any queries or something, you can interrupt me anytime. It should not be like keep on talking from your end. Few of the interview when I used to sit, like I will be explaining on the same time, the questions will be there coming from the interviewer side, and few interviews they will be keeping on mute and I will be explaining completely, then the questions will rise. So whatever process you're going to follow and whatever process you're going to explain in your interview from the project what you have done, from there only the same questions will rise. So you are going to present the projects, right? You should be very much clear about the projects what you have done. The interviewer knows that you have done this project, so multiple number of questions he will be asking you. I'm sure you will be cracking it because you have done the project. Few of them ask that we don't have the experience of involved in any of the projects or use cases. Very simple, go to Behance, type UX case scenarios. You will be getting lot of projects. From there, pick any one of the project, try to recreate it. Each designer has their own way to visualize their own design, and they will be having their own ideology. Try to implement your ideology in the existing project and try to enhance it. So that's way you can create or recreate the project and you can sit for an interview. So I thought of I have addressed the same points. If you have more doubts about the portfolio, you can ask me as a comment. I love to explain in a detailed view in my next videos. If you think this video is really helpful, like my video and subscribe my channel to get more and more interview tips on UI UX design and more about design and creative oriented platforms. See you there in the next video super soon. Until then, bye from Raghu.